So we're gonna make a little different video. So I had an idea of something that I wanted to do. That I had an idea like a year ago that I wanted to make a dollhouse, and I thought it was a little weird wanting to do something like that. And then I looked it up and I found this whole whack of people that do this, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not so strange. There's other people that want to do this. There's a whole community of people. They actually have like cons to sell this stuff, and like there's a whole bunch of people that do this. And I was like, oh my god, okay. So I bought a dollhouse. So I bought one online. To me, cost a little bit too much because of the Canadian and US dollar exchange, and then I had to pay fees to get it over the border. Of course I did. Yeah, so you know, I don't know anything about this stuff, right? So I'm online and I'm like, this one looks pretty. Oh, okay. I had scales. Okay, you got me right there. I don't know. I know more about scales right now, but to ordering, I didn't know about scaling. So I ordered this dollhouse, and my daughter and I were playing around last night trying to put it together. And in my mind, I was like, it's going to take a couple hours. Yeah, no, it takes a lot more hours. Okay, so this is the house that I bought. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? I was like to me, this is screaming Christmas. Okay, I decorate a lot. I decorate for every season. Not throughout the whole house. Anyways, that'll be a different video. But this, to me, is going to be a house on the outside. To me, it looks like a farmhouse. I know it doesn't make sense to you, but where I live, we'll see houses like this on farmland, and then we'll have the barn and the, you know. But I'm going to modernize it on the inside. Okay, but this is a 1/24 scale. This is made by Greenleaf. It is called, a dollhouse. I don't remember the name. It's called the Fairfield dollhouse by Greenleaf. That's what, I mean, I'm not painting mine pink. I mean, you have an option, right? It's a kit. And oh boy, did I ever get into something that is a lot of work. Okay, so I'm reading the instructions, well, trying to understand the instructions, and it actually said on it that you can use hot glue. So I was happy about that because I do a lot of crafts and I have a lot of hot glue. So I was like, you know what? Just, you know, fuck it. And I was like, I'm using hot glue. A lot of things in my life these days, I just don't panic about it. I don't care. I have very little care about a lot of things that I used to panic about. So I'm like, whatever. So I start doing this stuff, and my daughter is like, hey, you want some help? And I'm like, yeah, I think I could use some help. Because I could not find these pieces. I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. Like, I can't find shit. It took me like an hour and a half just to figure out the base. Like, the base is already, you know, you just pop them out. It's all very thin wood. I believe the wood, no, if I say it wrong, forgive me. But I believe the wood is called basswood or basswood. So one of those, okay? But I couldn't find these little pieces here. So I read the instructions and it says, no, hold on. Let me show you the size of these bloody instructions. Look at the papers. Like, and there's page after page after page. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't realize I was taking a friggin' essay test. Like, what is this? Oh my God. So it turns out that they use a different word, what they call them. But what they are is their blueprints. And like, I'm not an architect here. I'm laughing my ass off at this. And my daughter comes over, and we're very silly people. Okay. So, and I'm like, okay, this has got to be simplified. Okay. My mind works like very logically. I work like a puzzle. When you're doing a puzzle together, I put the pieces of the puzzle on the outside together. So to me, everything should be labeled, or it should be, well, yeah, it just should be labeled. It should just be more simple. So these are the blueprints, okay? And I don't know about you, but I'm at the age where I need glasses now. And I think I need to go back and get better prescriptions, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, the first page I can see even with my glasses, but the second page, Okay, the second page. I can't see that. Like, I can't even read it with my glasses on. Like, and some of the print it needs to be a little bit darker, guys. When whoever's watching this, you need to make it a little bit darker. So I'm like, what the? I can't see that. So I have to go get a magnifying glass. And I'm like, what does that say? And I'm like, okay, wait a minute, this is discard. And I'm like, oh, just like my marriage. Right, I got that one. It's a little humor. So right away, I'm like, okay, you know what we need to do? This is what we need to do. And this is what I did, all right? Now, it said in it to paint your pieces. And I'm like, I don't even have any paint. Like, I just want to put this thing together. And I do a lot of crafts, and I did a lot of cosplay. So I work with a lot of different materials that people who make these possibly don't know about. I'm going to be working with a lot of EVA foam. And that's what I plan on doing for a lot of the pieces, like the siding, maybe some of the pieces on the inside. And I really think I'm going to use different pieces of type of foam for like the ceilings and stuff. And I'll get into that. I plan on making more videos about this because I plan on making the inside of this dollhouse, and I actually bought a second one. Don't shoot me. So I plan on making these a little bit different, but have a really nice outcome. That's my plan, okay? And let's hope it all works out that way. I found that this works a lot better. So I took what was from here with the magnifying glass because I can't see crap, and I wrote it. I wrote exactly what was on the blueprint on the wood, okay? So if it said on the blueprint, it said, back wall side, bay window front left, main gable left. I wrote them on every piece of wood. I labeled every one of them. So when the instruction says what they are, that's how I found them. Because they do have it, the numbers etched in, like right here, the number is etched in, which helps because you know which board you're on. But I need to find the pieces. And the pieces for these was on one of those boards, but they weren't labeled. It was like find the needle in a haystack. To me, it was. And you have to understand, I've never done this before, okay? I'm not an expert. I have no previous training in this. Like, it's a laughing fest. That I would suggest to anybody who's doing this. They said to do it in pencil, which makes perfect sense because you can erase it. But I plan on covering all this stuff anyway, so what's the big deal? I was like, like I said before, fuck it, right? So this thing, however, was a bloody nightmare. What this is the fireplaces. See, there's fireplace 1, fireplace 2, and you spin it around, you got one here, one here. This thing took an hour and a half. Not only to find the pieces, but to figure this bloody thing out. So if you're doing this piece, good luck to you. And I should have made a video about this one. Oh, dear Lord. I'm telling you, it was a nightmare. It really was. But this is the end result, okay? Like, if you're doing it, yes, there's a piece here, and there's like a fork piece, and a small fork piece goes here, and then there's 3 little boxes that I can't remember what sheet they were on. Honestly, I'm sorry I didn't make a video. I really should have. There's a long piece that goes here and a short piece that goes there. This is what it's supposed to look like in the end, okay? So I don't know if that makes any sense, but if you're doing this piece for the first time and you're hearing me say this stuff, I hope this makes some sense to you. I should have made a video. I'm really sorry. Now the stairs, this is our stairs. They look cute. We had a little bit of difficulty though. We had to Google what risers were and what treads were. I didn't bother. Like, I have open spaces. I thought, oh, to heck with it. It's just a dollhouse. I'm going to make it look great anyways. And to be honest with you, I know these, well, I'm assuming this helps hold up a floor. I don't know. But I'm pretty creative, so maybe I'll do something to spice this up and make it look better. I have no idea. But what I did is I just glued on the tops, and then we glued it on the banister, which is the banister. We'll see what this goes. But this is what I got done. Okay, this is like 3 hours. Yeah, pretty sad. We got this, we got this. We got stairs, we got fireplaces. And there's no walls, so it's they're going nowhere, and it's going to be a very cold house. So, anyways, we will make video tonight. Hopefully then we get to it. My daughter she's about as functional as I am, so it should be interesting.